finish it during the
Yeah, just vamp. Just vamp, yeah.
As long as Pokemon's over with.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, everybody! Welcome back to Frigiphobia, Neon Goblin's run through of Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frost Maiden. I am Morgan, your DM, and I'm joined by my fabulous cast of goblins. We have James.
Ahoy hoy.
Kevin.
Hey.
Prescott.
Hello.
Griffin.
Good.
Alden.
Dynamite!
And Kristen, who is stuck in real life Icewind Dale, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, howdy everybody.
Yeah, so it's cold out there right now, guys, which leads me to a quick little content warning for this episode in particular. Obviously, Icewind Dale is a very cold, harsh, unforgiving climate. And with everything going on out in the Midwest right now, especially in Texas, we understand that a lot of the struggles that are part of the day-to-day norm in this campaign setting are a little too real for a lot of folks right now. So please, if you're in a position where this is not exactly a conducive place for you to hang out, we completely understand. There are going to be discussions of struggling to survive in a frozen atmosphere, resource scarcity, unfortunately some struggles that are all too real for a lot of folks right now. So if you need to skip past this episode or just go back and watch another one on demand in the meantime, we completely understand. We want to make sure that if you're here hanging out with us, you're having a good time.
Well said.
So, speaking of previous episodes, I'll fall on the spear and try to do the recap this week just to tie in a bunch of overarching threads that are beginning to converge for once. The party has been making a bit of a name for themselves traveling through 10 towns, which is the settled portion of Icewind Dale that is scattered into 10 different settlements. They have taken on a few quests, including recovering a missing hiking expedition, and explored some ruins that were assumed vacant but proven to be inhabited by Duragar, a type of dwarf native to not Undercommon. Undercommon's what they speak. The Underdark. There we go. Who have been expanding their presence, apparently. They have been encroaching on some of these settlements and stealing resources. And upon venturing into this ruin to clear out the forces there, they encountered a particular Durgar who announced himself as Nildar Sunblight, a massive gray-skinned, white-haired and bearded individual who promised that his father, Zardarok Sunblight, was in the process of working on something that would allow the Duragar to take over all of Icewind Dale and ensure that it would remain under the reign of Auril, the Frost Maiden, who has covered the land in this perpetual, unforgiving winter. The party dispatched Nildar and his men and investigated the keep, finding a note that seemed to be from Nildar's younger brother, Dirth Sunblight, that announced he was also setting up a small encampment on the ferry of Easthaven. The party continued to regather their resources and begin pressing south, stopping in Caer Dineval, where they were met with some surprising hospitality from what they uncovered to be a cult of Levistus, occupying the town hall, if you will, led by this individual, a red-skinned tiefling named Kadroth, who certainly, as everyone shakes their heads, left a rather unpleasant impression on the party, but still offered his hospitality nonetheless. He even allowed the party to speak with a sort of prophetic individual within this cult, Ethel Arcoren, an old dwarvish woman who relayed a prophecy, again mentioning the Sunblight empire and the desire of Zardarok Sunblight to wipe out most life in 10 towns and ensure this oppressive regime of winter. After relaying her information, she promptly passed away, but it seemed she was expecting to do so. She and Kadroth both had very beautiful dark crystalline amulets that the party recognized to be made of Chardolin, a somewhat arcane infused bit of ice crystal. A certain member of the party was very stealthy and absconded with Ethel's amulet before anyone could really act on her demise. The party before leaving Caer Dineval also witnessed another member of this cult, an albino tiefling with a massive black raven familiar who they learned was named Avarice. They witnessed her upon her departure from the Caer, mentioning that she had a warm welcome to get to herself in Easthaven. The party spent the rest of the night to regather their strength after the day's events, had a bit of bickering with Kadroth, but secured some valuable resources in the way of a dog sled and additional harness to make their journey southward a little bit easier. So, as we rejoin you all, you have packed your belongings onto this dog sled, gotten an extra harness so that Gran could help pull it, as the weight of all of your party gathered on this rather compact sled would likely be too much for the one beast of burden that was provided to you. So, as we are pushing south, someone roll a d8 for me.
Just anybody?
I
I
rolled a
got
4.
an 8.
Oh, use the 8. Use the 8.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So as you set out and begin pressing southward along the path from Caer Dineval towards where you know the settlement of Easthaven to be, the weather is pretty clear. There's the perpetual cloud bank overhead, the sort of bleak, featureless gray wash, but today there's actually the occasional sort of radiant sunbeam that pierces through this low overhang, but it doesn't help with the temperature. Even in this crystal clear weather, the air is biting, your lungs perpetually burn, especially as you're moving at a faster speed with this beast of burden. But you're making very good time and make it to Easthaven without incident with an 8.
Nice. Nice.
Let's
It's
see.
either going to be really bad or really good.
Okay,
We're gonna
how bad?
assume good.
How bad would the 4 have been?
She
Have
might-
you used the table somewhere? I can't tell you yet.
She was never going to answer that question.
Real quick question, and I don't know if it's going to throw a monkey wrench in the plans. What about getting all that dude's supplies down to Easthaven? Is that not possible with our
You
big?
have-
That's why we got the sled, yeah.
I wanted to go to him about some empty casks to load up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He could give you
If we can't fit it, we can't fit it. That's fine. I was just wondering if we can help.
it's
him.
already kind of a stretch to get all
Yeah,
of your party
yeah.
on there.
Yeah.
All right.
Right.
Well, we'll come
Put a
back
pin in
with
it.
some even better stuff.
It's
all
on the
that.
to-do list.
It's on the to-do list.
Mhm.
All right. So you have already visited Targos and Brenshander, two of the other largest settlements of Tin Towns. Easthaven is arguably the largest, certainly the most densely populated in normal times. As you are aware, you've seen other places along Lac Dinashir, the massive lake. The water's frozen over. The normal industry of fishing has become much more difficult from the expanded freeze. And as you draw close to the outskirts of Easthaven, what Gran and Wilhelm would know to usually be a sort of bustling, almost metropolis in this strange northern climate is subdued. There's the occasional wisping tendrils of smoke coming from smokestacks, the pale glow of torches and sconces that illuminate the closely packed town streets and alleys. But the people that walk around here sort of mull to themselves, are hunched up and bundled against the biting cold, and don't seem to engage in much small talk. The place has definitely lost a lot of the welcome that you would remember it by. And Gran, that does not live up to the reputation you've heard. Is going to be, well, the ferry. To know straight into town center, or you can try and circumnavigate it to find a different route. What would you like to do?
I would like to suggest that we find whatever in this town passes for local law enforcement, so as to enlist some backup.
That sounds good to
That'd
me.
be
Yeah.
that'd be a good idea.
I know what.
After all, we
Osborne
don't want
wants
anyone
do.
to... What?
He wants to find his girlfriend.
Who are we talking about?
Avarice.
Everest.
He was totally smitten, if you remember.
Whose girlfriend is this?
Osborne,
Yours.
our goblin friend.
Oh
Whoa.
yeah.
Oh, Osborne, don't act coy.
You know.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, Osborne, you could see it on your face plain as day.
Nothing to be ashamed of.
All right, maybe.
She's very, very titillating.
Very white and pointy, like a tooth. I can see it. I can see it.
What
That's,
an
that's one way to put it.
interesting simile you've
Yes,
discovered.
very strange. But now we know what Vulcan's into. All right. Yes,
dude,
I think finding the law enforcement, perhaps even the what is the mayor of
The,
Tin Town?
the town speaker?
The
yes,
speaker.
the speaker. Yes.
We could tell
I'm
them what's
thinking
going
it.
on. You know.
Mhm.
Right. If we find the speaker and we inform them that we expect to encounter some sort of hostility from a secret Dwagar camp, then they won't blame us for any damage that happens and might even be able to provide some people to help prevent them from escaping or whatever.
A heavy thought. What if the speaker is on the take?
I was about to raise
That-
that concern.
Is a great point.
Shall
I
we?
like to believe
Do
the
you-
best of people, but you know.
What time of day is it?
You would probably get there in early afternoon, making that good time with clear weather.
Okay.
I mean, we're making all of these plans, but I don't see anybody.
Mm-hmm.
This place. Wilhelm, when was the last time that you were at Easthaven?
Oh, I was a very little boy.
Oh.
Gran, give me a perception check.
I just realized that maybe everyone's dead.
That's
God,
what
I
I'm
hope
starting
not.
to realize.
Oh no.
I just
Yeah.
assumed everyone was indoors, as any wise person would
He
be.
looks
22.
over at Osborne and he's like, Osborne, why didn't you come up with a crazy theory, man?
Can I like sniff the air to see if that's
Sure,
Something
you
foul
can
in
give
the
me a
wind.
perception check as well.
okay?
Gran, as you sort of, from the outskirts, y'all haven't pressed into the city proper on your sled yet, you can see that what few individuals are milling about all seem to be headed towards the town center. All seem to be making their way in the same direction, and some of them have a bit more of a hurry to their step than others. And as you sort of crane your head and the sort of scaled ear hole widens to listen, there's definitely some sort of concentration of voices coming from further into the center of town.
How long has it been since the last, event?
Oh,
They made-
maybe a week.
Okay, so we got like 3 more weeks before
Mhm.
next, sacrifice.
Where do you think is the safest place to leave this old dog sled? As I'm carrying my harness that I used on the way here.
Good question.
It actually, you would be coming from the northwest, which would bring you coming in. I don't think I can ping on a handout, but looking at the map there, you're coming in that main thoroughfare from the west. That sort of ringed enclosure down there near the bottom left is the stables. You would be able to see that even from where you are.
Then let's check out there, store our stuff, and see what's going on in the middle of town.
Osborne, what did you get?
I rolled a 1,
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
so a
You
1.
smell the stables.
Uh,
Okay.
And Grant's pretty sweaty from sled dogging all the way here.
So do go ahead and mark one of your wild shapes for the day.
Mm-hmm.
So you push in, sort of gathering your things off the sled. Are you leaving anything on it?
None of my personal
Storing
belongings.
it.
Just
No.
just storing the sled.
On the sled.
Okay. Easy enough. It's a just your average stable hand, a human male. He's happy to store the sled and all the tack for you. Do you want him to store the dog as well, or are you going to keep the dog with you?
I have a feeling someone would like to keep the dog with us.
I don't know.
I think it'd be better to. He's probably safer here.
Yeah,
right?
like it's
Yeah,
a pretty.
probably.
It's,
Yeah.
Safety is definitely Ryston's first priority, dog-wise.
They do have kennels available.
All right. Well, you just stay here, good boy, and try not to get into any trouble. All right?
Rayston, what's the dog's name again?
I don't know.
I thought
haven't
his name was
asked.
Boy.
No, that's the
No,
other
that
dog.
was the other guy's dog.
Oh yeah. Maybe this one's girl.
Boy, too.
Boy too. Boy Junior.
Dogs have names, you lunatics. We can't just throw names at it and see what sticks as though it were a wall.
You weren't given a name. You didn't ask.
We didn't ask the dog yet.
Oh yeah, Greg can
Yeah.
talk to animals, can't you?
Yeah,
Okay. I guess I could ask the dog.
yeah.
Oh my gosh! Well, I can't wait for the dog to tell us his name.
Yeah, when we get a minute.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. You can.
I'm busy.
You stash the dog. It's fine.
Yeah, this is on the trip while y'all are wild shaped together.
We'll get properly acquainted later.
I did see some people heading to the town square awfully quickly, and maybe we should see who we find.
Yes.
That's a good
Probably
idea.
Find out some information.
Sounds like a plan to
Nonsense.
me.
You are taken. The sled and the dog is taken from you. You are quoted a price of a copper piece per day for storage.
Okay.
So we'll go ahead and
that off,
collect
yeah.
one from you. But heading out from the stables, it's not hard to see what Graham was talking about. The few people that you do see are either stepping into establishments and shutting the doors behind them, or making quickly towards the center of town. You all push into town center, I assume?
Can
Yeah, let's
I? Yeah, one of the people that we passed. Can I ask them what's going on?
Sure.
Like, excuse me, we're just coming into town. What's going on? Why is everyone most people making their way to the center?
Public execution of the Red Wizard.
Ooh. Ooh.
It probably already started. If you want to see any of it, you should get a move on. And the gruff
Let's hurry.
trots along.
Exciting.
Whoa.
Osborne, your smell being your general, more keen, perceptive scent, as you push closer to the middle of town, you start to pick up smells of oil, burning wood and straw, and something almost like meat cooking, but something's wrong.
Wilhelm, how's your stomach?
Yeah, I am fine, my friend. Why?
Do you have a strong stomach?
An iron stomach, except for when that one time when a sword passed through it.
Well, that's good, because you're going to need it.
Is that long pork, my friend?
Yeah, I think so, yes.
Oh no.
Long
You
pork?
hear from just a couple of city blocks ahead of you a bone-chilling shriek of pain. A male voice screaming out, met by a rounding cheer from a gathered mass. You can see that the air is starting to grow cloudy with smoke and smog, and you can just see from a couple buildings down the back of this assembled mob facing around a corner.
Yeah, there it is.
Well,
Ooh.
Dear.
Seeing what's kind of coming up, I'd like to get my bow and arrow slowly at the ready, and
I do not know if this is a battle for weapons, friend. This might
Yes.
be one for words. We might have to
I think-
convince these people not
He's
to.
dead already, I wouldn't...
Yeah.
yeah.
There you go.
Maybe
I
try to
do
blend
agree
in
with
a little bit. These guys don't seem to have weapons.
Yeah,
You are
I think
such a
maybe
coward,
so
Granny.
many
Coming from
attention to
you.
ourselves.
Yeah.
As you push closer, you do start to spot guards scattered within this
Okay.
crowd, mostly keeping around the back of it, but with a clustering around the center
won't
of the
go out.
assembly, where
Oh, see,
there is
they've got guards. Good.
fire and a stake, tethered to which, wreathed in flame, is a hooded and cloaked figure. You see, burning within the town square. There we go. Can you see that?
No.
The map.
Hey, why not?
Negative.
Oh wait, nope. That's
Nope.
different.
Nope.
That's different. That's... Yeah, no.
There
There
it
we
is.
go.
Oh,
Now I
there it
see
is.
it. Now that's very graphic. That's
I
Oh.
will ask someone in the
Okay.
crowd, what's the crime
That's a tough one.
for this red wizard?
Zadrin, the people that you turn to engage in conversation, their eyes are fixed on the spectacle before them. Most of them just sort of shove off your inquiry without paying you much attention. The people of Easthaven are crowded around this stake, and it seems that those near the front, while they are certainly enjoying the spectacle, you can see that many of them are pulling off their gloves and pushing back their sleeves and reaching out to warm their hands from the flame of this execution. You
Fair
do
enough,
notice-
honestly.
You do notice, however, with your higher passive perception, Gran, Zadrin, and Osborne, are you the other one with high passive?
No.
Well, maybe Wilhelm.
a 13. If a 13 is high, then yes, but I don't.
13
Mine's a
is what
10.
I'm looking for. 13 or higher would notice that the group of guards that's near the front, there is one sort of taller individual with sort of olive skin and dark black hair that's pulled into a very tight bun at the back, who is looking over the crowd rather than watching what is going on here. And Zadrin, as you sort of look to her and she meets your gaze, her brow furrows, and she begins to push through the crowd towards you.
You know,
I was
Wilhelm.
just about to ask whether we could see any more in-charge-looking guards.
You know, Wilhelm.
Yes, my friend.
The thing about that lady we met before,
Mm-hmm.
that you called my girlfriend.
Yeah. Well, no, that was Kava. I'm sorry.
All right,
That
well,
was.
you laughed when he said that.
because it was funny, not Kava.
Well, the thing about that is, I wasn't really attracted to her beauty, although she is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more attracted to the fact that she's a villain I could hitch my wagon to, which is what I've done in the past.
Right. Obviously,
You
being
can tell
from a
who the
criminal
powers
syndicate.
are,
Yeah. Right.
you know, and it's better to serve them than be crushed by them.
Well, my friend, it looks like as these guards come closer to us, perhaps you should hitch our wagon to them so they do not burn us at the stake.
I guess we'll
And
see.
seeing the guards earlier, I do
I
want to
don't
note
at
that
all
I
agree
did
with
not
your
pull out my
strategy.
weapons. Yeah.
Zadrin and Gran, what are your passive perceptions?
16.
Did you say
14.
16, Gran?
For me,
Mm-hmm. 16. 1-6.
Gran, you notice that while he is absolutely wreathed in flames and completely still and silent, the man burning at the stake is not dead. His head is slowly turning and he seems to be searching the crowd. And as you watch, struggling to see where his gaze falls as the tongues of flame lick up the side of his face, blistering and cracking as the skin melts away over the bone, his eyes lock on something across the crowd from you, near the back in an alley between two buildings. Give me a perception check.
Who is closest to me?
Probably me,
like-
because we've been like
You smell
buddy
bad.
the entire trip, like keeping watch.
You said perception again? 23.
You see within this alley, sort of removed from the mass of people, arms crossed, shoulder leaning against the brick of one of the buildings, a smug grin and tail swaying slowly behind her legs, Avarice, just watching the man burn with a look of sheer delight.
she said warm earlier.
I turn around. I know Zadrin's kind of locked eyes with one of the town's members, and I turn around and try to find Ozzy talking to Wilhelm in the crowd, and I scoop him up, and I kind of like put his eyes so that he can look up at the wizard. Ozzy, we have a big problem.
I didn't
Ren,
know
what the
that
hell are you doing?
felt for me like this.
No. Bigger problem.
I mean, no offense, but
That's not a problem. That's the you.
you're a little big and a little old. But no offense.
I have 3 things to say to you right now. First, my soul is young. 2, I'm not that old. And 3, he's still alive.
I mean, your name is Granny.
No, are you focusing right now? Look, he's still alive. And look in the alley. And I try to like prop him up on my shoulder because I know there's like quite a few people around, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Look.
So I like prop him on my shoulder. Isn't that your girlfriend?
Give me a perception check,
Oh,
Osborne.
exactly, Mike. Okay.
Uh,
Oh, I rolled a natural 20 that time.
Yeah.
What's your total?
Nice.
20.
Oh boy. Hey, at least he doesn't have a negative, everyone.
yeah.
You look at the wizard burning. He's not moving. And then his head kind of slumps. He's definitely dead.
It looks dead to me.
Mm.
But you look towards the alley that Gran gestured to, and it's definitely empty.
Oh man.
Look, you don't have to make up excuses to get us together like this. You can just ask.
Like I said before, the
Setting your girl up.
chaotic.
Look, now that I've thought about it, maybe. No, like you said, you're not that old.
This is not the time or the
You're
place.
not that big.
You know what? Look, I'm still a little hurt from the first comment, and just so you know, these things are real. I don't know what's going on right now. I will be back. You guys just stay here, watch this old guy burn, and I want to try and make my way to the back.
Do you want me to
towards
come
the
with
alley.
you?
I don't want to watch this guy burn.
Okay, yeah, sure, but
Granny thinks he's not dead.
don't look like Ozzy. I like
Okay.
elbow him as we're going.
Yeah.
through.
And we got company, guys.
Would you like me to
So-
come with you, lover?
So, Gran, you're pushing forward through the crowd.
Yeah.
Who's going with her?
Me, Vulcan.
Okay. As you two sort of push through, beginning to weave, you get a couple of ugly looks and a couple elbow jabs and some, oi, no cotton. But, Gran, you're big, kind of intimidating. You don't get a lot of resistance.
As I mentioned.
A moment after they sort of break away and push forward, Zadran,
The
you
party.
are confronted finally by this half-elven woman who stands in
Mhm.
a rather impressive set of armor. It's not ornamental or ceremonial, but it definitely looks well made and effective. And she is tall, about 6.5 feet, and kind of peers at you with golden eyes as she crosses her rather large arms. You seem quite fascinated with what's going on here. You're new in town and carrying a lot of weapons. Who are you? What's your business?
We are adventurers making our way through 10 towns, seeing where help is needed.
Well, seems I've just removed the largest threat to your existence. And she looks to where the individual is burning, then back to your group.
And what is his crime and threat to our nature? Or would have been?
The Red Wizard.
Yes.
Well,
as you
he
said, we are
hired a
new.
lot, not entirely different from you, to help him find something. Apparently, their journey was successful, and then he killed them all in cold blood, so they couldn't say where it was.
Gross. We hate a bad client.
You know, the while they're off doing this, I did roll a 20 on my perception.
Mhm.
It's highly unlikely. And while they're off doing that, I just want to stare at the Red Wizard's face and just, you know what I mean? Just see if he moves. Since
Okay.
Granny said that.
I will say, as you watch, his head sort of did slump. You did see that bit of movement, but from there, the only movement that you see is the slow sort of peeling back and blistering of skin and singeing of hair. And yeah, he seems pretty dead.
Okay.
But the woman sort of looks between the rest of you and back to you, Zadrin.
Mm-hmm.
So you're looking for any kind of work?
No, actually, we've come bringing work.
Yes.
Hate to bring you another object for your to-do list right when you've just ticked off that one, but there is a minor threat to the town's stability that we would
Isn't
like
there
to
always?
address with
It
you
shouldn't be.
in a private conference with you and any other officials that you think need to know.
And are trustworthy and can't be bought.
Yeah. Can't be bought would be a good qualifier.
We're putting a lot of faith in a woman we found at an execution, y'all.
He found us at the execution.
Yes.
Is that better or worse?
All right.
Better.
Do not be afraid, Granny.
got
I will
beer.
get us clear if this turns out to be a disaster.
Granny's not there.
But then it should be fine.
I've got plenty of business on my plate to wrap up with this, but if it's truly so pressing, I'll be at the White Lady Inn this evening. You can find me there.
Wilhelm,
Yes.
I'm starting to change my mind on the tall ones.
What do you mean?
Never you mind, I guess.
I mean,
Uh,
I thought
can-
you liked it all.
yeah.
Why would you change your mind?
She turned towards you, Osborne, and bends at the waist and sort of crouches at the knees a little bit. Still a little over eye level with you, and cants her head to the side. Huh.
Aren't you
A
flexible?
civilized goblin. Yeah. Still, you're not from the spine, I take it.
And all that armor, too. They were just... Yeah.
No, this is a city goblin. Very
Why,
refined. Yes.
Why do I look cold?
She reaches out, and you can see that she's got the sort of bracers that lead into the half-plate gloves. And she just grabs you by the front of your robes and easily lifts you off your feet and holds you at eye level with her. Well, City Goblin, I'm captain of the City Guard, and if you go starting any trouble, your head will join the ones already in my collection.
Oh, see, she is captain. I
Color
knew it.
me captivated.
I told you the tall ones are good, my friend, huh?
By the way, this is racism, and I do object to it.
Yes. Yes.
No,
It's
it's
okay. He's
all right.
aroused.
It's
He's
okay.
aroused.
Racism.
Yeah, he's
All right.
aroused.
He's into it.
Yeah.
He's into it.
That is not a good no.
He's got very unhealthy appetites, our friend Osborne.
I register a second protest.
Talking about racism, can I determine what kind of half elf she is?
Good question. Give me a...
What
That's a
did
good
you bring
question.
your skull measurings?
No, that was a great
You can
segue,
give
and I'm
me
so proud of you,
either
Prescott.
Nature or perception.
It will be definitely perception.
Hold on, let me get out my calipers.
How pointy are her ears?
That would be a 15, because 10 on the
15?
die. Yeah.
She's large. You can see that when she sort of grins and makes that
Mhm.
sort of threat to Osborne, that her two lower canines seem slightly longer.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna elbow
bulkier than
Wilhelm.
the others, and her
Okay.
ears have the sort of downward tilt at the tip that's often found in orc ears.
Okay. Yeah, I was mainly concerned by the elven half, as she's like, since I'm elf, some elves have like prejudices against other elves, especially like the high elves. I was just wondering if there is something of that nature, especially with the golden eyes.
Her prejudices definitely seem to have a focus right now.
Okay. But
On
yeah.
me.
Osborne, she does
I'll pass
deposit
away.
you back on your feet and sort of smirks down at you. I know a caster when I see one. Don't cause any trouble in my
Oh,
town.
wait, because I'm not wearing armor. I'm just poor.
It's true.
You're
He
not
could just
wearing
be a
armor
very,
and-
very bad thief. Huh?
They don't give me any of the, usual things that you get on one of these parties. They keep it all for themselves and make
No,
poor
Nah,
little old me trudge through the cold with no armor to
She
speak
Osborne.
of.
tunes Osborne out and turns back to you,
As-
Zadrin.
Yes. Don't make trouble.
I'm sorry, did your group have a name?
No, not as of yet. That I remember.
All right. Well, then, Ask for me when you get to the White Lady Inn.
Will do. And what name is that again?
I'm Captain Arlagath.
The Arlagath.
Well, good talk. We're gonna go and find where our other two members went off to.
Wilhelm.
All right.
And it was the white pony,
Wilhelm.
White lady.
white lady.
And she just turns and pushes back through the crowd towards the center of this assembly. You can see now that the wizard is no longer putting up any kind of fight, and the show is less interesting. There are individuals starting to peel off from the exterior of the crowd, but those near the center seem keen on enjoying the warmth for as long as they can. So, while this was going on, Gran and Vulcan, you push through the crowd towards the center where the spire has the wizard tethered to it. Are you trying to do anything in particular?
Yeah, I want to sort of like kind of link arms with Vulcan and start heading towards the alley. I don't want to go in, and I definitely want it to be more stealth. Like, I'll take the long way, instead of heading straight there.
Okay. Yeah, easily enough. It takes you a couple minutes to navigate the swath of people, especially trying to do so in a nonchalant way. Give me a stealth check, if you would. Vulcan,
What
you
color
give me one as well.
dragonborn is Gran?
White.
Okay.
I blend in pretty well.
And she's gonna be the only one standing after that white dragon finally kills us,
Yep.
I don't think they discriminate as far as...
No, it's cold resistance. Cold resistance. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, cold resistance. 14.
9.
Okay. Yeah, you make your way over. You draw near to the open mouth of the alley. You can see the buildings that flank it have in front of them some sort of stalls that look like this might be where vendor setups used to be, but they are both currently vacant of any indication of what they might have been used for. There's dust and cobwebs built up in some of these shelving units built in. It looks like they haven't been used for a little while.
Hey, Vulcan, you remember that hot albino tiefling that we met?
Yeah.
Hey,
Osborne's girlfriend.
Osborne's girlfriend. Yeah. Okay, peek your head into this alley and tell me if you see her. I'm gonna stay right here. Just peek your head.
Okay.
Peek your head out.
Hello?
Okay, come back.
Amazing! That was so good.
Did I see her?
Perception check.
It's so good.
18.
You didn't see her in that sort of brief moment you were looking down the alley, but just as Gran pulls you back, you do notice some snow fall from the right rooftop further down the alley.
So did you see her?
I didn't see her. Some unusual snow falling off the roof.
Okay, can I give you a bit of a secret here? I know it's not bedtime, but I might need to tell a quick story.
Okay. This is scary.
So I'm pretty sure that wizard isn't dead, and I'm pretty sure that the albino tiefling is in this alley, and no one can see her, so maybe none of it
Oh no.
is true,
no.
and I've gone a little bit crazy.
Okay. You did try to kill me for that staff.
I know, I think the staff might be affecting things, so maybe just watch out for me, but maybe we should also follow the snow.
Okay.
Okay.
So I've been, me and Zadrin and Wilhelm and Osborne, we've been sort of going after them.
Yeah.
This is what's taking place while y'all are in conversation with the guard.
Got it.
Okay.
I
just don't want
Fran,
them to get too far.
As
before we
you
can
finish,
back up.
sort of relaying this caution to Vulcan, you hear, it's quiet, but definitely noticeable, what sounds like stone scraping stone from above you on the rooftop. And peering up, there is a gargoyle perching there. that you could have sworn was not there before.
So Vulcan, you can see that guy though, right?
Pointing at the gargoyle.
Yeah, it's a gargoyle.
That's a gargoyle.
Okay, so maybe not all is lost. What do you say we grab our friends and head into this spooky alley?
Okay, I will stay right here because I don't want to see that guy burn to death anymore.
Oh yeah.
So I'll be right here. I'll keep an eye out on this gargoyle for you.
Okay.
I
And
won't
if you see the tiefling, I just don't look her in the eye. I don't know. I
Don't
don't. There's
look her in
something. Just don't do it. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So, Gran, you make your way back through the crowd to regather the rest of your party. You can see them at this point. They have just wrapped up with a very tall guard that they were engaged in conversation with. She is sort of pushing back towards the center of the assembly, and you see Ryston and Wilhelm sort of scanning for you. They meet your gaze and y'all begin converging. Vulcan, as Gran gets about 10-12 feet away from you and finally starts pushing into where there's still some straggled individuals assembled, you hear from the alley behind you a oh, you are a curious bunch.
Hello?
Sort of a shimmering veil seems to descend in the alley, and you see Avarice there with her raven on her shoulder, looking utterly disinterested in you, but she does speak to you. It is a shame, you know. Red wizards have a lot of potential, but then they go and get themselves caught up in the politics of it all. You've just got to keep your eye on what's right in front of you. Have a single goal and chase it. And if anyone gets in your way... And she snaps her fingers in a very familiar spell, a produce flame, as a mote of fire hovers in her palm. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, you could say that again.
She begins slowly walking towards you. And you hear stone grating from above and glance up. And the gargoyle has not moved, but its head now peers down into the alley.
Ooh.
I know your kind, your adventuring lot. I know you like to stick your noses where you shouldn't. I won't no quarrel with you. I promise we have a mutual goal in mind. But stay out of my way, or else. And she closes her fist and snuffs the flame. I won't warn you a second time. And she fades from your view with another spell.
Oh, that fire was supposed to be my life. Oh god, I get it. Guys!
Just a few moments later, you all regather around a pretty shaken looking Vulcan.
What happened, Vulcan?
You look like someone poured a bucket of water on you.
Did you look her in the eye?
I looked her dead in the eyes. Right in the eyes. And she said we all had the same goal.
We did.
But if we got in her way, she'd snuff out our flames, which is a metaphor for our lives.
Well, death is not the end.
If we
It's
have
not that bad.
What was? Fill me in on this metaphor. What was?
She did a flame like I always do. It's
Okay,
supposed to be my
right.
shtick, but she could do it too.
Well, a lot of wizards can do it.
Okay, and
I'm pretty sure Osborne could do it.
she
Nope.
said, "Oh, you adventurers always sticking your nose where it doesn't belong."
Not
Well,
Do the
really
voice.
doing this, yeah.
I know your kind, and I know the games.
Do the
you play.
voice.
I don't. I'm a
We
little,
don't have
a little
time.
upset right now. Can you give me a second here? And the gargoyle's looking right at me too. I bet he still is.
Which gargoyle?
He's still there.
There
Is
is
it
a
still there?
gargoyle first there, but it's just vacantly staring on ahead.
That was a real gargoyle
statue
really
looked
looking
at
at me.
you.
A real gargoyle, like an alive one, or
Are they serving
Yes.
drinks at this
Okay.
execution?
I did
Are
she
they?
think that we would be in her way?
I could use a drink.
Yeah, I know. If our goals are the same, we shouldn't get in each
I
other's
think
way.
Vulcans had too many.
I didn't have a single
Can I
drink.
look
Who's
at the snow for
who's getting in
tracks?
whose way?
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
are getting in Avarice's way
No, we're not.
through some unknown means. She was very vague and very threatening.
Well, in that case, when we get in their way, it's her own damn fault. She should be more specific.
Yeah, right? That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
I'm just saying that if she was like, "Stay out of my way,"
There
well,
were
I'll
no
go with the
instructions
same.
beyond
Then
that?
go
How are
about your
we to
goals
know?
in a certain way. Well, screw you. You didn't tell me how. Screw
And then
you.
she
You
snuffed
gotta
out a
understand
flame,
how
which
these
was a
villainous
metaphor
types
for our
operate.
lives.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
which
Just
way
snuffed
did
out our
she?
lives.
Which way did she go? Should we
She
follow?
vanished, disappeared, invisible.
Jasmine, what'd you get on your survival check?
13.
Of course.
13.
Yeah, not great roll. But yeah.
There's a few different sets of footprints that move up and down this alley. It looks like it's probably a commonly used thoroughfare, but there is definitely one track that seems pretty fresh. There are the hanging icicles along the rooftops and the clumps of snow that occasionally fall. These are completely unmarred. They are slender humanoid footprints, and there's the occasional sort of slice through the
Okay.
snow as well. It might indicate a tail.
Okay. I would like to just follow them briefly, just to kind of get a sense of what part of town she's heading towards. I'll let the party know what I'm doing.
They push further into the alley, and again, this is a large thoroughfare. It looks like this alley does continue for a few more blocks with a little bit of twist and turn before you lose sight of where it goes.
Okay.
So just deeper into town.
Okay.
I mean, town's
come
where
back
we're
to the party.
going, right?
Yes. Though I say we get an eye for the harbor and where the ferry might be before we head into the White Lady Inn to meet the captain of the guard tonight.
Let's scope out the ferry, yeah.
But what if that's in her way?
Then
Yeah,
it'd
I'm
be
pretty
her
sure that
fault.
invitation was just for me. I don't think
The White Lady Inn?
Don't
she was
be
talking
don't be
to
jealous.
everyone. I think it was just
I
me.
fill you in, Grant. The captain of the guard would like to meet us there so we could discuss further troubles to the town.
Not a real thing for me.
The
Is she
captain of
buying
the
dinner?
guard does, or the wizard?
That was not discussed.
Dinner wasn't discussed?
Nope. Just
You're
meeting.
very... You and Vulcan with your negotiations. Oh.
Hey, charisma was my jump stat.
Gran,
Mine
what did
too.
you want? Did you want us to offer to buy the captain of the guard's dinner while we talked business?
No, what?
She
No,
wants the other way
she-
around.
Yeah, thank
Perhaps we can haggle for dinner as part of our payment for helping the town.
Mhm.
With what?
I hope they can pay us.
Yes, some payment would be nice. But yes, let's walk and talk
Let's walk
before it
down
starts
this
getting
alley.
darker and colder.
It's even in a town this size, you still know what direction to head when you're looking for the harbor, as one entire side of this city is bordered by the frozen lake. So it's pretty easy to get to the shore. Finding the ferry, on the other hand, might take a little bit of time.
Now,
Either. Yes.
sorry, once you're done. I'll do
You
mine.
can try and find someone to stop and ask, or you can make an investigation check as you travel to docks. It's your choice.
I'll do investigation. I haven't used that. I invested in it.
If we followed the
But-
alley, that would be the exact opposite direction. Sorry, Kevin.
I would like to I would like to remind everyone of the basics of a covert operation. What we are essentially planning here is an assault on a den of criminals, right? So I have some experience in this particular area,
Me too.
having
from
been
the
a
other
member
end.
of the Flaming Fists in Baldur's Gate, and the least thing that you want to do is to let them know that you're about to assault their den,
I
right?
agree with that.
Or-
So a bunch of strangers who are heavily armed, strolling around the docks, just sightseeing, is going to put them on high alert.
I look over
Then-
at Vulcan.
Yeah.
Did he call team meeting?
I don't think he called team meeting.
I can
Sorry,
stealth around and
team meeting.
investigate.
Team meeting, huddle up. Before we get inside of the docks, we're huddling up. What we're going to need to do is we're going to do as covert of a scout mission as possible.
Yes. Do you want me to stealth then and investigate?
That's a possibility for sure. I would say that the best way of avoiding any sort of suspicion would be to masquerade ourselves as something normal to the area. And in that nature, I would say that Gran might be our best suited team member for this, on account of she can prowl around the ships as some sort of normal local animal. And that will sort of
That's not
give
nice
her
at all.
license to be spotted without necessarily being suspicious.
May I
you s-
make a suggestion? I'm sorry, Grant. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Remember that the people at Care where would we just come from?
Denival.
Denival.
Care Denival really need their stuff moved. So maybe we're just a party of adventurers really interested in getting enough wagons to go back to Care Denival to get the supplies moved, and we're just trying to find backers. I mean, at that point, we can be heavily armed and super suspicious, but just guys trying to make a buck. Just tossing it out there.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah. Ask about the owner of the ferry and be like, hey, how about we set up a deal to
To sled your goods across.
Yeah.
Because
sled operation
they're
instead of
dying for
ferry
your
operation,
goods.
Yeah.
They need to move their goods. We are
But are we-
adventurers just trying to make money off of their suffering rather than it actual doing good, like which is what we're secretly doing. Shh, don't tell anyone.
But
And
are we
then-
sure that the guys at the docks have the same goal as that poor shop owner?
No.
Make
We
money,
think that the
maybe.
people at the docks are secret Durgar.
Right, but they're not gonna know. I mean, I just don't know if they're gonna know about his needs. I guess I
We'll
see
let
what
them
you
know. We came through the town and we're like, this guy really wants to sell his goods. And they're going to be like, oh man, I have to pretend to be the guy that cares about this or else I'm totally going to give up my gig.
I think, honestly, that that Wilhelm, you're in serious danger of overthinking it.
Okay.
Honestly, if we just have Gran go Arctic fox or whatever other animal is native to the
that's
area
right.
and prowl around the general vicinity of the ships, she should be able to tell which one has signs of habitation relatively easily.
It's a good idea. I just want to pause and just point out that Osborne only just figured out what you meant by go animal. Like, he was like, that is so rude. Like, why are you saying that about Gran? And like, it was when you said Arctic fox, he was like, oh, she can turn into animals. And I'm like, what do you think he was talking about?
But like a
and I'm
feral,
really curious now.
I have never in my life seen a white dragonborn just like loping around on all fours.
Yeah, just.
Except in
That
your
seems
dreams.
insane to me.
Oh,
personally.
Gran.
Gotta
She
have
was
some
raised by
imagination.
wolves.
Okay.
She was raised
Yeah,
by
can-
wolves.
It could even just be a rat or something.
Okay. This is a
Just
great
in-
idea. Yeah.
It is
Well,
also
city- well, sewer
possible
rat.
that just finding out which specific one of these boats is the ferry would pretty
Yeah,
much solve the
that was
problem
my
right
idea.
there.
Yep.
So we
Let's
might
do it.
not need to do this whole scouting mission in the first place.
Why don't you ask the lady, the white lady captain?
That's not crazy.
Captain. I can't read my own right.
Argalath.
Arlagath. Arlagath. Yeah, that's
Arlengath.
It's just a weird name. Arlagath.
You didn't even get the first name.
No, she's Captain
No,
Arlagath.
her first name is
That's all.
Captain.
Yeah.
Formality is the key with guards a lot of the time.
Yes.
You want to seem like you'll fit on a form.
Mm.
Do we want to tell the captain why we're here about the Durgar threat, or do we think she is
Oh yes, that's the point.
okay?
Oh,
Suss her out. See
Well,
if,
well then,
Yeah.
shouldn't we just go to the white lady then? And
Well,
then we
but
go
that's
to the
not till
docks?
later tonight, though. We've got all this time.
Oh, well then we
We
go
don't
down the
have
alley.
much time. We arrived here in like the mid-afternoon, didn't we?
Right. So
Yes.
still got some hours to kill.
So we go down the alley. We look for
Should probably
avarice.
take a bath.
That
Yeah.
Gran,
the tracks
forgive
ended.
me, but that seems totally the wrong direction. to go.
Mm.
Because it seems like if she's threatening our lives, were we to get in our way, the last thing we want to do is look like we're explicitly trying to find her.
Oh, something's up, you guys.
Oh, yeah,
I'll listen.
no.
I believe you, but
I will not argue that something's up.
Yeah, but like you're saying, she says we have the same goal. So as long as we continue to pursue our goals, we should never get in her way.
Yeah,
If
it sounds
we get in her
like
way,
she's in-
then she
yeah.
is lying, and it's her own damn fault.
Yeah, look, these villains always have a loophole, right? Everything's
Right.
very vague, and everything's always your fault.
They like to show up and antagonize you every now and again before you actually run into each other in like a combat
Exactly.
capacity. It's a classic pattern. Classic. Wizards are the worst, too.
Is she a wizard?
Isn't she? She has a staff.
Don't
And
know.
a familiar,
Okay.
she is
or
a
what seems
magic.
like a familiar companion.
That's true.
Could be a sorcerer.
Well then we will agree. She is the worst.
I look
What
it
are
up.
we doing, guys?
Grain is going to animal wild shape apparently and investigate the ducks.
Or we're going to just go straight to the White Lady and plan from there.
Depending on the timeline that you will give us, DM.
What if you guys went and grabbed a drink and talked to a local or two, and I'll just
I'll stay
wander
behind so
around
you're
as a
not
rat.
alone. Yeah.
In case it helps with the planning, moving towards the docks, the White Lady Inn is an inn. It's closer to the center of town. There is a pub near the docks that might be a closer spot for some of y'all to stop and grab food and drink while Gran goes about any sort of recon mission.
Okay. Yeah.
That is the Wet Trout
What?
is a popular tavern
Oh,
located
yeah.
near the docks.
All right. To the wet trout.
Yes.
That is a good name.
I just want to whittle my wand.
Oh. Well,
Not a euphemism.
listen, I mean,
We know it's
look,
not
sounds a lot like a
euphemism,
euphemism.
but
whatever you
if
do,
know.
whatever you do, the night is your own business,
No.
man.
The
You
hut
get
will
real
have individual
specific about what
stalls.
you mean if that's
Yeah,
not
you know.
No.
But if it is, get a lot less
You
specific.
just like walked right into that, you know.
Yeah.
So plaintively too. Just
Yeah,
say-
I mean, like,
That's-
look, man, like, I'm sorry that we all like lived close together.
No.
But some
like
privacy.
Luke on Tatooine levels of
go
like,
ahead.
line and the voice.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh,
You just want-
so mean.
just wanted to
My
pick up some
second
power
wild shape.
converters. You know what I'm saying?
I almost got killed. That lady almost killed me. You guys
It's
just wanna
okay.
pile on me.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I pat your
I'm
shoulder.
gonna use my wild shape and turn into a rat, and then climb into Zadrin's pants leg so he can walk towards the dock.
How about on, like,
Zadrin,
Or-
stand still.
Well, before you do that, let me give you a little bit of information.
Grad just turned into a rat and walked into your pants.
As you
on
enter
your
into
ankle.
the Wet Trout Tavern, this definitely seems to have a much more cheerful, ribald atmosphere than the individuals that you had seen out in the city proper. Most of the individuals here seem to have obviously stood out from the execution and have been drinking here for a little while. There's a rather rowdy couple of dwarves currently singing shanties in one corner. At a table just a few feet away from them, you see a sort of ashen gray tiefling with very bright golden eyes who's kicked back in his chair with his feet crossed on the table and a tankard in one hand, and he's just laughing watching the dwarves. You see behind the bar is a burly, large female white dragonborn who is currently polishing the bar top and making pleasant conversation with a couple of the patrons that come up and engage her for her services. Other individuals from what you would expect to be the normal walk of life here dot the tables. A couple of what should be fishermen who seem to have called it early from the freeze over the lake, making their efforts fruitless and their tankards remaining full as a result. But it definitely seems much more welcoming and cheerful here than honestly any atmosphere that you've seen for a little while. There's a pair of twin hearths, one on either side, that both have flame glowing within. You can see one of them seems more ornately carved, the stonework does, and there's no fuel in this fire, but it burns nonetheless. The other looks just like a normal stoked interior fire on the hearth.
This place kicks ass.
I wonder why these people didn't want to go to the Easthaven social event of the century.
Maybe they did.
Maybe they left and we got here after them.
Do they look like they just watched an execution? I don't think so.
I don't know how many executions you've seen, but these people look exactly like they just watched an execution.
More than you think.
See, so, like, I don't know what the context was.
Usually disintegration.
Right, so this is like a more public, like a...
And
let's get rid of the criminal type of a thing.
Yeah.
And after those, people are usually jazzed.
Skeptical.
It's kind of an adrenaline spike to watch a human die.
I still said a prayer for him to be sent to the appropriate place.
All right, well, don't mention
You're
that
not
for that,
letting the
because-
snow melt on my floor in the door. Either come in or go out. What are you doing?
Oh, Lord.
All right, well,
Right.
Coming in, yes.
Like
I'm
to stop
assuming
and pow out every
Gran
2
left
seconds.
at some point during this hike trek.
It's up
unless
to you.
she didn't.
I did.
Okay.
Okay.
You can grab table. I will be with you shortly.
Vulcan, do you want me to ask where the bathroom is?
No, I'm just gonna go sit by the fireplace.
So that you can
Thanks,
whittle
though.
your whatever.
You think I peed my pants? Is that it?
No,
No, you were talking about
whittling
whittling
your
your
wand. You
wand.
know, you
Oh.
can't do that in public or you get
Well,
arrested.
that's even worse. I wish you had just said, haha, you peed your pants because the lady scared you. Which
No.
she didn't and I didn't have. That's not true.
No, it's not
course,
about the
of
lady
course.
being scared. It's about you wanting to whittle your wand.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna go by the fireplace and carve a magical piece of equipment. Oh my god, you guys are the worst.
Well, why the hell didn't you just say so?
Yeah, that's weird. Yeah.
I
I
got
stomp
you.
away. I'm
Don't
stomping
worry.
away. I'm stomping away.
I swear, Vulcan doesn't make any sense to me sometimes.
I mean, honestly, he just needs to go whittle his wand. He'd calm down, right?
Great point, Wilhelm. God, this
I've
place
got to write this down.
Yeah, Wilhelm.
is universally understood to be a metaphor.
Wilhelm, speaking of wands,
Yeah.
you
Oh.
should go work your charm magics on the bartender.
What are we? Why are we doing that?
Maybe get us a discount.
She'll be right over.
Osborne, she's coming right over.
Yeah,
We
I mean,
don't-
I will try when she gets here, my friend.
That's all I meant.
Yes, all right.
Why did you?
So,
Why him? By the way, I'm like, not to put too fine a point on it.
Well, I don't want to say that all Dragonborns are the same, but I've seen the way Granny looks at Wilhelm. I don't know. Just a thought.
I almost wish I didn't leave.
Yeah.
Well, what do you mean? Is Granny looking at me?
Oh
Is
yeah, Granny. Before
Almost
you had wild
constantly.
shape.
She's so competent and powerful.
Can we
Agree.
not?
I
do
could
this?
never imagine.
Yeah.
Seriously,
No,
she's the only
I am
woman
such
in
a
the party.
buffoon. I would
This
make a
is-
fool of myself in front of her.
There's
grace
something
and beauty.
deeply problematic about this conversation that you're having.
Why?
Because she's the only woman who hangs around with us.
So?
I do want to clarify one point real quickly. Before Gran was shaped, I wanted to ask if she wanted me to kind of follow close by so she wasn't too separated from the party. Like as she went to the docks and all that, depending on how close the tavern was.
Did you want backup?
Yeah, if she wanted backup.
I think I should be fine, but if you get bored, then
Okay.
I'll be going from the southwest to the southeast. I'm gonna go up that way, so you can probably find me.
Okay.
yeah, you can totally find just a rat on the docks.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
could be very
There's sure to
difficult.
be only one of those.
You might want to
No.
keep track of her if you want to keep an eye on her.
Mhm.
Gran, you have wild shaped into
She's a
Rat?
city rat. City rat.
City rat.
Yeah.
Okay. And you have an hour in your form to explore. So as the rest of your party now towering over you, almost at a comic level from this new vantage point, make their way into the bar proper, you have the docks to explore. So
Except
are
for
you
Osborne.
making any specific sort of actions or attempts to try and help your search?
Not necessarily. I think the main thing I want to, of the people that are on the docks, see if I see any Durgar-esque like weapons. Keep an eye out for those, and then obviously the ferry is what I'm looking for.
Okay.
So.
Give me a perception check.
Oh, I was looking. I do pass
my
without
God.
trace on Grant, so it's easier to track her in case something does go wrong.
You-
I got a natural 1, but I'm using one of my. That's why I got the lucky feat.
Nice. I just
That is
put
way
pass
better.
without trace on her so I can track her in case we feel like something goes wrong.
21.
21. Okay. It takes you a little bit
Not
of
pass
time
without trace,
Is
Hunter's
that
Mark.
being
Oh,
this
100
smaller creature to cover the same amount of ground. And you do have to dodge the occasional boot fall from a sailor who is unhappy to see you. But as you navigate the frozen dock ward, you do eventually come to a sort of wider pier that has tethered along its side. Let me just do this here.
Oh, why are all of our characters here, DM?
Well, they're not.
Oh, okay. Hmm.
No, they're not.
All right, there's block text for this. So, you do eventually discover Easthaven's ferry, a keelboat, which is trapped in the ice at the end of a larger, wider wooden dock. You see that a small cabin is situated toward the aft end of the hull, and it is currently vacant on the docks. There's coils of rope that lie knotted here and there. You can see where it has the capability to hoist a sail, but you don't currently see any movement on the deck.
Is there a plank from the dock to the ferry?
There is a gangplank, yes.
I'm gonna crawl across.
All right. How far? Where all are you exploring? Just move your token and show me where you're going.
All right. I'm gonna assume the plank is here. So I'll go there, and then I want to explore. I'm assuming around here would be where some storage is, around these, whatever this thing is in the middle.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. Are you trying to be stealthy about this, or are you just moving along?
I mean, we said we didn't see anybody. Like, I would be trying to stay out of people's way, like, so they don't step on me kind of thing, but I'm not really sneaking, no.
Okay. All right. Give me a investigation check.
$16.
16? Okay. Not a lot of storage vessels here. You do find, again, more just of the usual sort of ship tack you would expect to see on a ferry, and that there is a door leading into the cabin.
Is there like a small peep at the bottom of the door that I could see into?
It's very, very narrow because most of these sort of thresholds have some degree of water tightness as a precaution. You can't really see through it, even as tiny as you are. Imagine you would have to find a way into the cabin itself.
Can I hear anything?
Give me a perception check.
I don't know how I'm going to get in this cabin. 19.
You can hear boot falls within. Sounds like pacing.
And I can't like push the door, right? It's not like a saloon type door. It'd be pretty heavy. Yeah, okay.
You can keep exploring and try and find another way in if you'd like.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll go towards maybe where the steering wheel is.
Okay. Give me one more investigation check.
That is an 11.
An 11. Okay. Sort of examining this upper deck that makes the roof of the cabin, you don't see any obvious point of entry into the cabin below. But you do see a sort of leather-bound stack of papers that's currently set down into a crate by the helm, and you can see etched into the leather cover, it says Fairy Ledger. So you're pretty confident you're in the right place.
Oh. Are there any names that I would recognize thus far?
Nope. I will give you one name. Captain Scython Vase.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, if I guess I'll explore the bottom one more time, like up towards the front, see if there's one more way in, or if I can hear anything. But otherwise, I guess I'll just head back to the tavern.
There is one of those sort of gridded cargo holds.
Oh, yes.
There's no stairs or anything. It's just one of those hatches that can be lifted out. So you would essentially just be dropping down in, and it's a few feet.
Oh, that's so chaotic.
But it doesn't look like there's
You
a
can
way
turn into a
release
bird
the
to get
cargo.
back out, right?
No, I'm out of wild shapes after this.
Oh, no, don't do it, Granny.
Can I see down though? I mean, I could walk across those little graded planks. Can I see down?
Give me a perception check. You can see down. Let's see what you see.
17.
You can see that there are a few barrels, crates, boxes of the sort, and that there are a couple of barrels that look shorter, wider, and sturdier than the rest that are kind of shoved behind a bunch on one side of the cargo hold, and a tarp that is sort of thrown over them. But where one corner has fallen away, you can see that within one of these barrels are shards of dark blue crystalline fragments.
Ooh, okay. Well, no matter
It's worth
how.
noting that those barrels look like they are intentionally put sort of out of sight from someone just walking through the cargo hold.
So I will balance and hop my way back, and then walk across the gangplank back into the dock. But right before I turn around, I do kind of take one of my creepy little hands, and as if I'm about to jump, and then I just think,
Oh, what would Willem do?
and then I scurry back to the. So close.
All right. So, Gran, you begin making your way back towards the Wet Trout Tavern. What have the rest of you been doing in the meantime? Anything?
Chilling out
Whittling
on
some
rice
bones?
tins.
Asking questions to the
Concentrating
friendly
on-
patrons.
Yeah. 100%.
Okay. Sure. Who would you like to approach?
Ooh.
The two dwarves that were drinking gregariously.
Yes! Ryson
Okay.
is with Wilhelm. Can I roll performance to join in their shanty?
Sure. Why not?
Hell yes. That charisma score was not for nothing. That is going to be a total of 20.
20. You sort of listen in. It's hard to make out some of the words with the combination of their thick dwarvish accent and their absolutely stupendous drunkenness. But then you sort of pick up the tune and you're like, oh, wait, I know this one. Soon may the well
I was about to make that joke. That was the entire point of this performance check. No, you did it for me. That's.
But as you join in for that rousing chorus, you see the two dwarves sort of, their faces light up, their cheeks and noses flushed red just from their feverish drunkenness, and they clash their tankards together and go, hey, yeah! Welcome, matey, how you doing? Oh, that's a good still right there. How you doing, mate? Can we get you a drink?
You absolutely can.
Fantastic, here you go. And one of them plops his half-drunk tankard on the table in front of you. Hey, can we get another drink, please? Thank you. And who are you, friend?
The name is Ryston L. Todd. I'm a traveler from Baldur's Gate, and let me tell you that this place is the liveliest place I've been in the entirety of Icewind Dale, and I have been to a couple of places here.
Well, Icewind Dale kind of sucks, but Easthaven, we've still got our good ale. Isn't that right, Nemetra? And you can see where the Dragonborn is behind the bar, just kind of shaking her head, but still giving a humorous grin towards them. What brings you to Easthaven?
Well, I am trying to make my fortune, but a couple of us, my buddy Wilhelm over here, he's from around this parts.
Oh, I am from...
Isn't that right, Wilhelm?
Yes, I was a little boy when I last left. And when I last left, summer was a thing that could happen here.
I remember summer. Don't you remember summer? I remember summer swimming in the lake when it wasn't all frozen. It sucks now.
It's an eloquent point, eloquently made.
Thank you.
Tell me,
They
friends.
both just take sort of simultaneous slow sips of their black.
I join them. Tell me, friends. Tell me more about Captain Argaleth. Is she doing right by this fair town?
Arlagath.
Yes,
Arlagath. Oh, she's a tough one.
Tough is good?
Oh, well, if you follow the rules.
We're following
She's a
types.
good guard. She's a good guard.
That is good to know.
She only arrests you for public drunkenness after the third offense.
Oh, that is good. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead
In
and get
guard
another one.
terms,
then,
that
Barney.
practically qualifies her
Yes.
for sainthood.
Apparently, I've got 2 strikes to go.
Hey!
Amen!
Praise all around. And you hear the chuckles from the tiefling who's sitting nearby and has just been observing the whole thing. He looks over at you, Osborne, and just kind of takes
Osborne's
another...
sitting as close to the fire as he can get and just. I mean, so thirsty.
You need a drink, son.
Thirsty. Sorry, talking to me.
Yeah, do you need something to warm your bones?
Yeah, yes, that would be wonderful.
Well, come on over, pull up a seat. And he
Alright.
pulls a very thick sort of wineskin from his hip and a small little silver chalice that matches the flagon that he's drinking. They both have what are, without any check necessary, obviously fake gems embedded in them, but he plops it down in front of you nonetheless.
Is it okay to bring in outside food and drink here?
Ah, well,
Alright.
Nemetra and I go way back.
Oh, okay.
Business is on hard times. It's hard to run a ferry when you're frozen into the ice. Here, I've got some fire whiskey for you.
You're a captain.
Yeah, Scython Vase. Pleasure to meet you.
Hey.
Scython?
That's my name.
That's a very nice name. I'm Osborne.
Pleasure to meet you,
one
Osborne.
name. Just one name.
He pours from this wineskin a very thick, viscous fluid that is such a bright amber, it almost looks red as it catches the firelight and spills into your chalice. He slides it across to you. You may have had fire whiskey before, but I promise you haven't had any like this. And,
Well, thank you very much.
careful. Of course. And then he just empties more into his flagon.
Can I keep an eye on
Sorry.
the amount that Wilhelm has drunk?
Wilhelm?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just, because I mean, we don't want to be soused for our meeting with the guards later.
Yeah, you pay attention to what he's drinking. Sure.
Well, there is two calm waters, I suppose.
Here.
Sorry, Osborne. Osborne. I meant to say Osborne.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That wasn't a
makes
non
little
sequitur
sense.
about Wilhelm.
Oh.
Osborne, as you throw back the fire whiskey is a pretty common alcohol
Yeah.
throughout the different areas. this is like drinking molten fire. But as it passes your esophagus and you feel like you're about to feel it collapse in on itself, that searing heat turns into a very pleasant warmth that just immediately sort of begins to radiate throughout your midsection. Isn't that great?
Where'd you say you get that?
That is a trade secret, my friend.
Do you make it yourself?
No, I do not. I think I would probably poison myself if I tried.
Just curious. Did you say you captain a ferry?
Yes, but don't get your hopes up. It's been frozen in the ice for a couple of months now. Haven't been able to make any voyages, so I just waste my time around here bothering the metro. Isn't that
Couple of
right?
months, you say? All right.
Yeah. Why?
I was just curious. What sort
Hard
of
times
things
for an old sea dog.
did you take? Passengers? Where did you go?
Yeah, I would take passengers, and I would contract out my boats to take some goods to different townships when they were needed.
Okay.
But the main vessel, she's been ice locked for a while now, and it got to the point where sending the dinghies out was more dangerous than it was worth. So
Is it true that when you name a boat, it has to be? Do you call it her? Is it like a lady name, or pronoun, or is that true? It seems a little sexist to call all vehicles by a female. You know what I mean? Like a.
Mine have always been sort of more abstract concepts.
What's your boat's name then?
Whispering Freedom.
Oh, that is very abstract.
Thank you. I think.
I don't even know what that means. It's so abstract.
But it's catchy.
So if you're stuck in the ice, you just hang out.
Yep, I am from Easthaven. I've got a town here, and I waste my days away in here watching the twins drink themselves stupid and hoping that someday Auril gives up the ghost, or at least lets us out of her reign.
That doesn't sound too. I didn't see you with the burning.
Execution.
I didn't see you there. Did you not want to go to that?
Well, I've seen enough death in my life. Red Wizard or otherwise, it's not necessarily something I want
What's
to
that?
bask in.
I'm sorry. I'm not from around here. I don't know if you could tell. I'm not really from around here. You could probably tell. What do they mean by Red Wizard?
Oh, well, what was the name of
He was
that?
on fire, so I couldn't tell if he was wearing red.
Yeah, he definitely was wearing red when they brought him in. But it's something to do with this larger organization of these, I don't know if you'd call them archmages, but certainly powerful ones. Them Arcane Brotherhood, I think.
Are they bad?
Well, I don't really know a lot about the goings-on of wizards and the such, but...
I mean, what did he do?
Well, he hired a bunch of adventurers, actually, that he found here, and took them off into Icewind Dale looking for something secret, and apparently found it, because he killed them all to keep his secret.
If he killed them all, how does anybody know?
Well, he came back to get another expedition party, and people started asking questions about the first one.
They find the bodies.
They did, once he finally confessed to his crimes.
And you just weren't interested in going to the social event out there.
Well, watching.
I mean, it's plenty warm in here. You don't really need to cozy up to a burning body to stay warm in here, now do we?
Exactly.
DM.
What brings you and your interesting lot to our fair city?
Tourism. Yeah, you see, the gentleman over there, with the dwarves. He's a tour guide, and we all paid him 10,000 gold each to show us the frozen north.
You're a funny goblin. I like that. Fine then, keep your secrets. I honestly don't have time for them anyway. As long as you're not causing trouble.
All right, Wilhelm, are you doing that in character?
Do I overhear this?
Oh.
Oh yeah, this is just a couple tables away.
Okay, yeah. Well then, I mean, if the dwarves are no longer providing coherent conversation,
Not really.
I would make my way over and be like, my friend, he jests.
I'll go with him.
We are. This is my friend Ryston. We are looking
Yo.
to reconnect you to the towns that you once supplied, not via ships, but via sled dog. It would be a way that you could continue to make a profit, perhaps?
He reaches up and begins slowly sort of twisting a bangle that he wears around one of the horns that arches back along his skull before jetting off at an upward angle.
Now, Wilhelm, I don't mean to interrupt, but I don't feel we should overpromise. We're
Oh, no.
very likely to
we
be
might not
busy
be
in
able to
Dale.
pull this off at all. We're just asking you, what do you think?
I'm thinking I have neither sleds nor dogs.
Yes, that is the problem, it seems, with everyone.
They
about
are,
the best we could offer
what you call scarce
realistically
resources.
escort services.
Mhm.
When it gets right down to it.
And we would need to know more about this town that we're in, who to talk to, who not to talk to. What's going on here in Easthaven, exactly?
Well, beyond the same bullshit that's affecting all of Tin Towns, thanks to Aril, Dazan made a bit of a scare being a red wizard in town, but he seems dealt with at least.
Mm-hmm.
Captain Arlagath keeps a keen eye on everything. She's maybe foolishly dedicated to her position,
Mm-hmm.
but she does it with fervor.
Good. Mm-hmm.
Beyond that, it's just the same old suffering.
Yeah.
Businesses are failing, floundering. It's hard to scrape by.
All right.
The forests are clearing more towards the spine every day to get fuel is becoming a epic trek of its own.
Right. All right.
And then, of course, there's the monthly lotteries.
Yes. All right. Well, I think you have alleviated some of my fears and given me new ones to think on, unfortunately.
Seems those are more plentiful than anything these days.
You do those
Yes.
lotteries here too?
They do them in all the 10 towns, my friend.
You put your name into the pot.
Don't have much of a choice.
Does the captain of the guard put her name into it?
Everyone that owns property or has residence here.
Oh. Interesting.
Even Wyleth himself is in the lottery.
Did you think it was
Wireless?
an unfair
Is that
lottery,
the,
my friend?
Was
Sorry,
that the
who?
speaker's name?
Yes,
Wyleth?
Speaker Wyleth.
let me make sure that's right.
Of
Of course it's an unfair lottery,
pause.
Wilhelm.
How so?
They always are.
Oh, you are so
Sorry.
cynical.
Daneth Wayland.
Speaker
sorry,
Daneth.
Damn
the
it.
fire whiskey is beginning to kick in.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Is this Daneth? But just as long
Who?
as we're asking, and as long as we're going to be in the town, I might as well ask. Given, our occupation of freelancing and the ease with which we can run into trouble,
You are adventurers. I knew it.
yeah, I would hope that this Daneth is as dedicated to integrity as Arlagath is.
He is certainly committed to trying to do what is right for the town and the greater good. He
Okay. Well-
is a bit of a reformed, rough and tumble character, a bit like myself, but he's good for the job.
Well, I like him already.
Okay.
Just out of curiosity, who actually runs the lottery?
How do you mean?
Well, who keeps the bowl? Who puts the names in it? Who draws it out?
I imagine the clerks under the speaker.
Just curious.
He draws the name, but my understanding is that they're the ones that prepare it.
They put your name in there for you. You don't have to write it out yourself and drop it in ceremoniously. Nothing like that.
No?
I'm just curious. I'm gonna elbow
Why?
Wilhelm.
Do you think that it's maybe not above board.
That's what I would do. Just curious.
My friend is very cynical and does not understand people of honor like the people of 10 Towns.
It's not that he doesn't understand them, Wilhelm, so much as I would say that he doesn't think they exist.
Yes, fair enough.
Can't really blame him, considering that whatever the hell his backstory is, it's clearly been pretty rough.
Yes. So,
If you want to learn secrets in this town, the one person that seems to have his finger in every pot is Ronaldo. He's the
Ronaldo.
one that fancies himself a bard, stays at the inn,
Oh God.
halfling chap, wears ridiculous clothes.
Oh.
You'll know him in an instant.
he sounds delightful. And I like how much Osborne does not enjoy the thought of meeting him.
I just want to know what voice he's gonna have.
Oh,
That
man,
is a good
it was
point.
so cool.
That's a very good point.
I hope it's like
I hadn't thought
Elvis.
about it.
Well, you better.
How late is it getting? Is it,
It's about 5:30 at this point.
Okay.
and Gran and
It's only
Zadrin
been about-
haven't...
I'm
hour.
still at the inn, at the tavern, waiting at a table, waiting for Granin to come in through the door.
Okay.
I
Just,
should be
like,
there
sitting
any
there.
minute.
She's hunter's marked, right? So
Yes, so I
you
can
can tell
track her
she's still
easily.
moving
Yeah.
around.
Just,
Well, I think I've
Yeah.
talked to everyone I want. Oh, well, I didn't talk to the bar owner, but
Would you like to?
I'll happily do so. And
I would like to talk to a bottle of apple juice. Can we take a bio break real fast?
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Give us 5 minutes, folks. We'll be right back.
Right back.
Grorf.
Welcome back. It's us. We're here. Wilhelm is going to talk to the giant white dragonborn bartender, Nemetra, as she's been referred to. So Wilhelm, as you approach, she sort of politely wraps up conversation with a couple of individuals that are sitting at one end of her bar and turns towards you. She's a big lady.
Hello there.
Hello. How can I help you? What would you like?
Well, me and my friends are going to probably need a place to stay for the night. Is this place?
The inn is down the road.
Oh, okay. So you only offer drinks and tavern.
Yes.
All right. Well, then, I really am looking for more information. What do you feel about, the people of this town? How is everything? Oh, and who's echoing me really badly?
I don't know. It stopped.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, I think the people of this town are less resilient than they used to say they were. They're learning that they don't have as much metal as they claimed. But, that is a decent enough place to make living.
Okay.
They like to drink, which is beneficial for my work model.
All right. Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Do you have anything to
All you
eat?
wanted to know?
Yeah, do you have anything to eat?
Yes, we have food. What would you like?
Something
We
to
have
soak up
hot
this.
meat pies. We have lamb chops.
What
we
kind
have,
of meat? Lamb chops?
Well, yeah, freshly slaughtered just this morning.
How do you keep sheep? Never mind. Is the meat pie lamb as well?
It is good.
Oh, that's better. I'll take that.
Oh, yeah. Get the goat pie. We'll take the meat pies.
I'll take that.
Sure.
Truly, the
Drink.
intel gathering capabilities of my companions are stratospheric in their towering brilliance.
You sent the negative one intelligence guy to talk to her, and he was like, well, good enough for me.
You sent yourself. I'm just drinking.
Look,
I'm
you
just
can go
hungry.
do stuff too, man.
I need something to
So,
soak up this
how
fire
is the
whiskey.
weather? Ha ha!
It's cold.
Everyone knows how the weather is. No one would ask that. Don't be a fool.
I know. I'm making fun of you.
It's either cold or it's cold and snowing.
Yes, that's the only two things.
Well,
No,
there
I
is
know.
also the
That's-
razor snow
never
that
mind.
you will want to watch out for.
Razor snow.
excuse me?
Hold on, I would like to know more about the razor snow. I do not know about this.
You do not know razor snow.
No.
I thought you were adventurers.
We just
we have
got
not been
here.
to razor snow
It's
yet.
it's a new thing. Razor snow.
Yes, you've not been up very far north, I take it.
No.
Well, I mean, we've,
It's our
Let
next
me get
stop.
your meat pies. I will be back.
All right,
This
James.
is very far north.
No, even farther north with razor snow.
And she
Yes.
goes and fetches a few different sized, very not aesthetically pleasing meat pies, but they do seem hot when she brings them out on a sort of roughly hammered metal tray and sets them out in front of you, Osborne, Wilhelm. Any drinks for you as well? Flagons of ale, perhaps?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Thank you.
She sets them out.
I've had enough. I'm just going to sit this one out.
Do you not want a meat pie? We will
No,
split
meat
yours.
pie I'm definitely going to eat. I
Oh,
need
okay,
something
so
in
here's
my
your meat
stomach.
pie. You're welcome, Mr. Grumpy Grump.
Oh,
With her
good,
massive
good,
white
good,
taloned
good, good.
hand, she just sort of grabs it from over the top and puts it on the bar in front of you.
I literally got more information making fun of you than you did by yourself.
No,
Now we
he's
know.
not
As-
wrong. He's not wrong.
Right, so then he should be working harder. I don't know why he's just sitting there.
You're not wrong
Eating his
either.
meat pie.
Mhm.
As
About
I'm
that
making,
time-
Oh,
we may be
I
on the
was-
same page here. About that time, Nemetra, her head sort of whips towards the door and she yells, "Well, no, you don't!" and brings up a large wooden flagon and throws it at where a rat has just scurried in through the cracked door.
Oh, that's too bad.
Does she hit the rat?
Well,
Oh.
did I pick
Can I-
up any food on the way? Just curious. I see
do
they're
you
all.
wanted to?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
As a rat. Okay.
You could probably find some unappealing crumbs of some sort. But
Okay. I mean, if there's like meat pies at this tavern, I didn't know if there were some scraps outside or something, but okay. That's fine. I'm not going to eat the unappealing stuff.
the
Kristen's
empty
gone full
tankard
rat.
does not hit the rat as she rolled a 3.
Yeah. I did
this
go
is
out,
gonna
like,
sound
seeing the rat, like, try and
Is that
get in the
you?
way of his tankard. I
What?
look at the rat.
She plops another meat pie down in front of the bar, looking at you, Zedrin. Are you going either deal with that or come join your party? You're bothering me.
I point at the rat. It's like, come on, and then go get the meat pie and see how long. How much longer has an hour been? Cause
It's getting close. It's probably been about
Yeah.
from the time that you split off to go do your investigation, looked around, and made your way back here as a rat. It's pushing an hour.
Zadrin,
Okay.
is that Gran?
Yep.
Why is Gran still a rat?
How do you know?
I
I could
know.
be any
I'm
rat.
smart like that.
Why you call
then-
your rat Gren?
She's been with us for a very
why
long
are we
time.
calling
I
a
don't
rat
know.
Gran? Why
I
aren't we
don't know.
calling a white dragonborn Gran?
Yeah, I should have. I recognize that I definitely should have wild shape back. So I'm going to. I realize this quickly when I get this thing thrown at me. I'm going to try and run back out the door, turn into Gran, so that not everyone's in the bar sees me wild shape. And then I'll come back.
Okay.
Okay. As you do in Zadrin, you acknowledge Gran in her actual form.
Mm-hmm.
The dragonborn behind the bar sort of looks between those assembled for meat pies. Most people know what druids are. She does not have to be so cloak and dagger.
Most people know what druids are.
We know. It's
That's
just.
what I said. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Hi, nice.
That is,
nice to
he's
meet
gathering
you.
information. Shh, just watch him work.
Beautiful scales you have, ma'am. I recognize that people know druids. I get a little self-conscious still sometimes.
You get self-conscious, but look at you. You glitter like freshly fallen snow.
Well, I.
That's a great
can I get a
compliment.
drink?
You certainly can. And she puts a flagon of something in front of you and just sort of grins, bearing massive fangs, easily the length of Wilhelm's fingers, before her head snaps over to him. It is a 3 copper for each meat pie and 2 for the drinks.
He pays.
For you, however, and she grins at you, Gran, first one is free.
Is she turning pink? Gran is turning pink.
Gran is turning pink, and she takes the drink and just like knocks it back.
Now this is an adventurer right here. Dragonborn constitution. You cannot beat it. You all hear Scython chuckling from further within.
As I walk through the bar, getting everyone's attention, kind of quick glance at everyone who's like paying attention to us in any particular form.
Yeah, give me a perception check.
Extra manner. Let's use this one. Glad I used that one. That is a 24.
The Dwarven twins seem to be on the verge of passing out in a pile with one another on the table. Scython is just amusedly occasionally watching and then reading a book that he's flipped open in his lap. The other assembled patrons will look over when y'all are particularly noisy or rambunctious, but from that it doesn't seem like anyone's necessarily eavesdropping on you.
Okay. Cool. That's it.
So, little human man, you said information. Surely you did not simply want to know about, what was it, the weather?
The razor snow. you
Nope,
mentioned.
I didn't ask about the weather. That was that one. And he points over to Rayston.
I would also like to know about the razor snow.
I know it's a remarkable impression.
Please.
Yes.
Who is... And she leans over the bar top. Oh, hello, little goblin. You wish to know about the razor snow?
Yes.
Well, let me tell you that you would not like to find yourself in blizzard of it. If you did, you would really hope for a lead box large enough to hold your body. Either is to be coffin or hopefully protect you. Either way, win-win.
Why lead?
Because it is much harder to pierce than anything else.
Wouldn't steel do better than lead?
Is it?
Yes.
Steel
Wait.
box then.
Are you
I
saying
am
that?
not a blacksmith.
Are you saying that the snow can penetrate wood and?
Mm-hmm.
If it gets bad enough, yes. It can
Have
I
split
heard
flesh
about
to
this?
ribbons.
You've heard about this?
I was asking, have I heard about this, DM? Being a Arctic favorite terrain.
Why don't you say
Give me a
anything?
nature check.
Nature. Do I get my favorite terrain bonus since it's about it? Even though I'm not in it.
I'm gonna say no because this is not necessarily a natural occurrence.
Ooh.
Oh.
16.
Mm.
16. Never heard of it.
Never heard of it. Okay.
You're
Nope.
off the hook this time.
Yeah.
Wait, alright, so you're saying snow comes down and it can penetrate wood and armor and things. And then
Yes, but
what?
this is not like a little snowflake like you have full on street. This is razor snow. It is like massive flat
Are
Like-
daggers?
It's hard to explain.
Like sheets of ice?
Yes, a lot like this, about the size of my hand, which she spreads out in front of you, and it is almost a foot and a half from one talon to the other.
That's fucking horrible.
Yeah, that sounds terrible.
Yes, it
That
is very bad.
happens.
Only the most accomplished can withstand the trials of Auril, and she sort of stands up and pushes some of the white tendrils that fall down her shoulder side, and you can see that what bits of her scales are exposed from under her shirt are littered with scars of all different kinds.
So what you're saying is that ever since the unnatural frost, walking through the snow in the northern dale is approximately the same as walking through a hole full of angry Kensai monks with shurikens.
I understood most of that
That's a weird
question.
way to put that.
I can't assume what the rest of it means.
A shuriken
like
is a
a-
large flat disc of metal with sharpened sides that is thrown by Kensai monks to pierce and cut flesh.
He's from Baldur's Gate.
It is like walking through a hallway with lots of thrown fragments of like mirror or something. Blade.
Sounds like
Okay, yeah,
shards
so
of
the
glass
same
to
thing.
me, but
But it
alright.
is
Yeah.
not always this way. It's a special kind of storm that produces razor snow. It is not daily.
What kind of storm is that?
Yeah, how
bad
would you
one.
identify it? A bad one? Any
Are you
particular
saying
size?
Oral reaches down and causes this herself?
Of course.
So as long as we don't
Well,
piss off
well,
Oral, we're okay.
Yeah, as long as we don't do that thing that we're here to do.
Alright,
When was the last time we had one of these razor mirror storms?
We've not had one in Tin Towns. They are much farther north.
Yeah.
Where the Regids travel. They see them from time to time. They know how to stay out.
but
of
you've
the way.
obviously been in one
When-
yourself.
When did you
Yes.
see one?
Oh, it was maybe a year and a half ago when I was traveling up to see a friend of mine who travels with the nomads.
Nomads.
Yes, the Regid nomads that travel the Regid Glacier.
The what glacier? Can you... Regid?
Regid Glacier.
Okay.
Which Wilhelm Grand, you would both know, is a huge geographical feature of Icewind Dale.
Okay.
Reghed. Regid Glacier.
I feel like I was woefully unprepared to come up here.
You and me both, bud.
So, you went north to visit
Yes.
your friend, who
Yes.
is a nomad. And yet you are friends with them.
Has become a nomad.
Alright. And what is it about the nomad lifestyle that attracted your friend? Because it sounds fucking horrible.
The fact that they were supposed to be a sacrifice for one of the towns and the nomads found them before they died and allowed them to live among them.
I like these nomads.
See, there you go.
I like
So-
the nomads now. I'm a fan of the nomads.
Me
You have
too.
to earn your place among them. Make no mistake. They won't just take in and burn them.
Yes, but they stole Oriel's sacrifice.
Repurposed is more.
Is
how
that
I
what
choose-
causes the razor snow?
You would have to ask Aurel. You are really fixated on razor snow. There is much worse waiting up north. I
Like
promise.
what? What's worse than that?
It doesn't sound like much is worse than razors now.
There's
That's-
Arvetores, of course.
Just in terms of pure
She
damage.
sort of gives what would be a knowing glance towards Gran.
I'm sorry, can you say that again?
Arvedoris.
Is that the White Queen?
Are you speaking common right now?
Ah,
It's a name. It's a proper
We've-
noun.
The
We've
name is
met her.
Draconic.
Oh,
we met her.
Yeah, we met.
we did.
Yes, she flew over
Yeah.
us and laughed at us. So
James actually doesn't remember this. It's hilarious.
Yeah. Yes.
It
She
was-
flew over
it
and
was
she
very
laughed.
cool.
We almost peed ourselves, and now
I remember
Yeah.
that. I remember.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah.
I don't remember
It's-
names being exchanged, but yes.
We
Well,
asked about
there
her in the
wasn't.
next
It
town,
was
and
just-
it was yes.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt.
And that's
you.
worse than
I'm a
Razor Snow.
tipsy.
Yeah.
She's worse than most of what is up there, except
Yeah.
Auril herself and her minions.
All right. Well,
Okay, so what actually blocks? Like, if I was to take a piece of wood or something like a shield and I held it above me, would that block out the Razor Snow?
Maybe a certain amount of it. The larger pieces might puncture through. Your hands, of course, are holding the wood. You could lose all your fingers, but
Wilhelm, how much, how encumbered are you right now?
I
If we were to
actually,
find a big piece
if
of
you-
cast iron, I think you can carry that with you.
I would like handles added to the cast
We can-
iron, please.
yeah, all right, that's, but a piece of cast iron big enough for you and, I don't know, me.
Also,
underneath
we
it.
really need to go through all the loot we've gained because we actually have quite a bit.
Osborne, it sounds like the people to ask about this Razor Snow would be the wretched nomads, on account
Agree.
of they appear to be able to live in that kind of
Yes.
environment.
I agree.
Agreed.
So, if we ever, I personally think that this has been a very valuable moment of
Very.
intel gained, in that we now know that there's someone who spends all their time hanging out in the frozen wastes up there and could probably tell us how to not die.
What was the dragon's name again?
Arvedoris.
Arveturis.
Yes. Your dungeon master will put it in the Roll20 chat for you.
Lanka.
Arveturis. Okay.
That's German.
And that's, you sure that's worse than all the other shit up there?
I am.
Is there
pretty
anything
sure.
else we should know
Assume.
about? You got Razor Snow and a dragon flying around. I mean, why does anyone live up here at all?
Well, because it's normally not like this, Osborne. There's an evil, blighted spell.
Apparently,
upon
it's
the...
been like this for at least.
2 years.
I'm
Oh, well,
sorry,
people have been
Captain.
moving out, apparently.
Captain, how long has
James.
your boat been stuck in the ice?
Well, it's been a while now.
A while now. It's been like this, and everyone's still here.
I bet you money a ton of people moved out. There's no way.
James, roll me 2d20s, please.
2d20s.
Yes.
All right. This is foreboding. Okay. I got a 15 and an 8.
Okay.
15 and 8. Okay. Well, I don't necessarily know about what is worse or better up in the north, but I've heard some murmurings about things that might at least be interesting, if you would care to know.
Oh, but yeah. I would care to know. Sure.
Well, there was tales from a recently returned scout about some sort of comet that dropped from the sky roughly a week ago. Went down in the mountains south in the spine, not too terribly far from the Tin Town borders. But some of the people living nearer to there, the hermetic types, have been saying that they are receiving like mental messages in language they don't quite understand. Maybe tied to this comet, maybe
Oh,
not.
that sounds
but
bad.
certainly unusual.
Wait, a comet went south of the spine. The spine, you said.
Into the spine south of Tin Towns.
And everyone around there is going insane.
At least hearing some voices they don't understand.
That sounds insane to me. Wilhelm,
Mm-hmm.
do we need any star metal? Or
I don't know.
I don't
What
think
is
we
that?
do. Okay, what else?
There's also few. You know about the Goliath peoples that live in the higher altitudes.
I don't. I assume everyone else does. Everyone
Yep.
else seems to know
Heard
more
of
than
Hold
me.
on, I've heard of a
We all know
Goliath.
more than you.
Vulcan,
Goliath.
you especially would know about the Goliaths, as they have sort of a standing arrangement with folks that pass through the spine to do business at the Tin Top Pit Stop,
Oh.
where if a Goliath troop is encountered, there needs to be some sort of pittance offered for safe passage. Otherwise, they will take said pittance.
Oh.
Elias.
Oh.
Oh, they're tax collectors. That's easy.
The only
But then-
Goliath I know of is Oya Minortalk.
Yeah, that's better than an insanity
Oh
causing
yeah,
comment.
Mintorok. Yeah, she used to belong to one of the tribes. I cannot remember
Yes.
which. Anyway, the two major tribes in the Dragonspire Mountains are apparently feuding, and
Oh,
it is
no.
becoming a bit of a bloody occurrence. I'm not sure what it is about, but I'm sure it is not good for anyone involved.
We love a feuding tribe or two. Can great divide them.
You do. All right. How far south is this comet that you know of?
I'm not sure.
But it is south of 10 towns.
Yes,
South equals warmer, yes?
more or less. This is still in the mountains. This is not exactly a beach day.
The altitude will
Mountains
not
Mhm.
make
equals
it
colder in my
warmer,
experience.
I was looking forward to that beach episode. All right.
So south
Um,
warmer, mountains colder, south mountains probably a little bit of a break-even situation. Is any am I making? We're following me, right? I'm making perfect sense.
Yeah.
Yes.
More or
It
less.
makes sense to me.
Yeah.
What time is it?
I think Ryson.
Oh,
had,
yes. We do
It's
have
pressing
meetings.
on. It is starting to become early evening at this point.
Okay. We will finish.
Okay,
our-
yeah, bear with me. I don't know exactly where we are right now. I've just
We're
been
at,
following the toll
wet
people.
trout. This is a wet trout.
Yeah, I know that. And I know we're in a town. It is called Easthaven.
Yes.
Then
Is
you
it-
know where we are.
Is
That's
Easthaven
it.
part of 10 towns?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's one of the 10 towns.
Okay. So, oh, how handy. The DM put a map up.
And that is helpful.
So helpful. I don't know if an insanity comment is a good idea, guys.
No.
No, I agree. We can ignore that completely if you wish.
It's another thing to put a pin into. Evil comet. Nomad tribes. Goliath
I'm
tribes.
very interested in these nomads, but I don't know if I want to go up there and actually where they live.
Razor snow. Glacier.
Yeah, Regid Glacier.
It's a big board I have on the wall in my mind, and at the top there's a big note pinned and it says "Nightmare I Live In."
Yes, exactly.
And all of the other notes are bad things that are going to happen to me.
Ryston, now is the first time we've ever started talking sense.
Osborne, I want you to know I have understood you since the moment we met.
Oh God,
I
that's bad.
look over at the
can you get in
bartender
between
and
me
I
and
say-
Ryston?
What? You have found a fellow absurdist. This is a good thing, right?
No, I mean, he's probably going to stab me in a second, so if you could just...
Oh.
No,
this is-
no, 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 no. No. No,
What
not
was
like...
that, Gran?
I assume that she's overhearing their conversation during this. Yeah.
They're not from Tin Towns. You don't. They also don't mean any harm either.
Oh, the nomads.
No, you.
Apparently we mean an enormous amount of harm to ourselves because we came here.
Yeah.
She
So-
reaches over a massive talon and sort of pats your arm. Gran is like, "Do not worry. I don't think they could do me much harm, even if they wanted to."
Why didn't you try to comfort me when you were talking about the razor snow?
That's probably true. I am not in good shape to fight anybody.
Well, talk
Well,
about fighting. We do have a
around.
meeting that we need to get to.
Oh,
eventually.
yes, I have a
That's
date.
so
What
true.
about
Throw
that?
my hat in the ring here for a second. First of all, you guys ordered meat pies without me, and that's pretty rude.
Sorry.
Second
You
of
were
all,
here.
Can
You
we
were
have
in the
another
building.
meat pie for my cranky friend? Thank you. I will pay.
Yes, please.
Don't pay for him.
Oh, would you
He-
rather
Oh
have the
no,
lamb,
he deserves
Vulcan?
it. Look at that face.
the meat pie sounds delicious. The meteor, I don't care for Goliath, but the meteor sounds very interesting. I bet I can make some
Racist.
weird stuff with the meteor metal.
We're probably going to go insane if we go after
Kind of
it.
gets me excited, actually. I
I
don't
can make
care
some
if I go
weird
insane.
things.
Yeah,
As
but
long
we're
as I
going
get
to
some
go
weird
insane.
stuff out of it.
You are
Especially if we're about to
gifted
find
with,
a forge.
you're gifted with making weapons, you say.
I know a thing or two about crafting. I can smith a little leather work, a little wood carving. It's no big.
I am not interested in this beating around the bush. Can you or can you not work a weapon?
Can you
You
do it
made
in a
a
straight
cannon.
jacket?
It's it's a cannon.
Yeah.
It's fucking impressive.
No, yeah, I could do it. What do you got in mind?
Give me a persuasion roll, just to see.
I can
if
do
she's
it.
gonna act
Oh,
on
you
okay, I
just
can do
take
it.
commissions?
Rolled a 15.
15 is what you needed. She sort of narrows her eyes at you, slitted pupils dilating a little bit. Reaches under the bar, and even for her massive size, she and sets a heavy, long wooden box on the bar top, narrowly missing your meat pie, and flips a latch on either end, opening it. It looks a lot like how we would imagine a guitar case, but only about half the width.
Mm-hmm.
And you
Yeah.
see a very long, beautifully carved, ornate hilt of a sword with sort of a fragment of the blade snapped off not very far past the crossguard.
Holy shit, are you Aragorn?
Wilhelm, $10 says we need comet metal to fix that.
I have no
You
bet.
do not necessarily need meteoric metal, but this blade was of great importance to my family. It is useless like this, and my adventuring days are long since over. If you can finish this sword and make it functional and beautiful, I will pay you 500 gold pieces.
Don't tell the tiefling, but you're my new favorite.
500?
She looks over towards Scython in the corner, who just sort of shakes his
not
head,
that
not
one.
looking up from his
Not
book.
that one.
No, I like him, but no, the other one.
Other.
Don't worry.
Someone
Do
else.
you-
don't
would
need
is
know.
this
to- we
not
don't need
something
to
you
talk
can
about
work,
it.
little volcano man?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He is a little volcano.
Big sword. Easy.
He lifts the sort of
I don't
padded
believe you.
interior
That's weird.
that held the hilt and pulls out from under it, between that sort of padding and the case itself, a piece of folded parchment and extends it out to you. And
Great.
opening it, you can see a beautiful artist's sketch of what looks to be what the full sword might have once looked like. And the blade, where it extends straight from out of the hilt, then widens at a taper and comes back in before it goes to the point. And in the middle of that sort of flare is a very narrow, you can't quite tell if it's supposed to be a gem or some sort of negative space in the blade, but it is definitely very unusual.
What's this middle part here supposed to be?
I'm not entirely sure. It was never my sword. It has been like this since I can remember, but it is.
Okay.
I've
Okay,
heard
so
Know
many
what
great
metal
things.
goes.
They took some artistic liberties with this one. Okay. I will need some materials to fix this, so I'm gonna need a little up front here, if that's all right with you.
How much do you think you will need?
How much do I think it'll need, Morgan?
You're not sure. To make a sword blade from scratch certainly requires a certain amount of whatever metal you're going to use, the ingots thereof. You'll need the tools to cast it, forge it. Probably at least 100 gold in raw materials for something this level of finery and strength that she wants.
You'll pay me 500. I will need, let's call it a quarter up front. I think that's pretty generous on my end.
All right. I'll do you one better. Well, she pulls out 2 small, sort of dark leather coin purses and lays them on the bar in front of you. 200 gold. But if I do not hear from you again within 10 days, some sort of update, I will assume you have stolen my sword and my money.
I will
Let's just
make
say I
sure.
will get back into my adventuring to hunt you down.
No one's gonna steal anything.
Which reminds me, there is one last thing I need from you. And she produces a small glass vial with a quart stopper in it. She pulls out. Your hand, please.
My hand?
Yes.
Okay. Here's my hand.
Gonna take your blood.
She
No, not
brings
my
the
blood.
vial to the tip of your finger, and with a hooked, viciously sharp talon, just sort of punctures the pad of your thumb and collects a few drops of your blood into the vial.
She took your blood.
They take my blood.
She took your blood.
My
Just to make
blood.
sure you don't get any ideas.
I got him.
Okay,
I got him.
What if he can't do it and he just brings it back to you? Is that?
Okay,
That
well,
counts.
there's no
That counts
question
as
of that.
hearing from him. He probably would have to bring back the money, though.
I mean,
Definitely,
you know,
yes.
all right.
Okay, but there's no question. There's no question of that.
Probably
yeah, of course
don't
not.
spend the money until you've succeeded. Yeah.
I have a great
No one
amount
was
of
go-
faith that Vulcan will be able to reforge this sword good as new.
I, on the other hand, think Vulcan should hold on to the 200 gold until he's successful in his quest.
That was
Obviously,
never in
that
question.
makes a lot of sense.
I
Well-
think I heard you mention some sort of meeting you are off to.
Yes,
Yeah, thank
you.
that's her
Thank
man
you.
party.
But we gotta go.
8 copper pieces for the meat pies and 4 for the drinks.
Well, pay the lady, Wilhelm. Jesus.
I mark it off.
Okay.
Much obliged. All right.
As we head to the new meeting place,
Yes.
I would like to talk to Gran. Gran, I have 2 things to say to you. 1,
Okay.
why didn't you tell me about the razor snow? And 2, if we're going to have a relationship, we need to have more open communication.
Okay.
You need to tell me about things like razor snow.
Well, I will work hard on the communication, as that is not something I've always been great at. But the razor snow, I didn't think we were gonna go that far north, to be honest. I mean, there's all kinds of things that lurk in the wastes of tin towns, in the blizzards within.
We're gonna go until we run out of map, my friend.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what? What is lurking? Because
Yeah.
razor snow, that was a real shock to me.
Yeah, I was shocked when I first heard about it as well. I mean,
But you haven't
just-
been in it.
No, not
Alright.
personally. Mm-mm.
So maybe
thankfully.
it's like a myth.
Granted, it does have a reputation of almost being like a boogeyman type tale, something to dissuade uncautious adventurers from going too far north.
Oh, it could not even be real.
I don't know. I feel like it's real.
I mean, the bartender said she had been in it once and she had some pretty impressive scars, but that could have been from anything.
I don't know. That was a lot of scars. Well, if you really want to know more about Tin Towns, maybe you should, you can stay in the room with Zadrin and I sometimes. We don't
You don't.
cuddle, but we tell a lot of stories.
That's the thing, you don't cuddle.
Well, you're going to have to meet in the middle somewhere. We can't have everything
Well,
you want.
Wilhelm keeps me quite warm.
Yes.
I
Well,
am
maybe
the
we
little
just-
spoon.
We just do one big room then. One big room on the floor.
That
Hey,
sounds
well,
wonderful, my
alright.
friends.
We are late.
Where we're
here.
going, the White Lady? Is that what it's called?
Yes,
Yeah.
the white lady. It's more
So-
central in town.
It's getting kind of late. This would be a pretty good stopping point. So I think we'll go ahead and wrap up here for the night. And
Alright.
when we get together next week, I will join Captain Arlagath and the White Lady in to discuss the Duragar problem and any potential solutions that you might have for it. But in the meantime, it was wonderful to have you guys. Viewers, thank you so much for joining us. Hope y'all are staying safe and warm as you can out there. Times are weird. I kind of hoped it would stop with the new year, but life.
Only got
it's
weirder.
Crazy. Yeah.
Nope.
Whatever.
Things
But-
gotta wrap up before they.
Yeah, we gotta wrap up this plot line and get to the next one.
Yeah.
Hey.
They don't follow.
But we are very
strict
glad that
timelines.
you choose to spend your Wednesday evenings with us. We love y'all very much, and we'll see you next week.
Steven.
Bye.
Have a good night.
Bye.